Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Aries, welcome into your reading, guys. I'm sorry with this delay I'm having at this point in time, but this reading will be with you for the rest of the month of January 2022, and then we'll move into your next month's energy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Aries, and we'll see a fresh energy again for you. Okay. So let's move into the reading, guys, and we'll check to see what your energies for the rest of the month of January is talking about. Sun, Moon, Rising with Venus and Jupiter in your individual planetary position. Let's welcome our spirit guide, our divine angel, our ancestors, and my divine source into this reading for you, Aries, and we'll see from here what's going on in your part of the story. Okay, what kind of energies are with you? What kind of guidance you would require around this portion in time for your own highest good, Aries? And what is that you need to do for yourself in order to understand your own energies better? Okay. We got the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. So you could be facing, some of you could be facing some kind of monetary stability problem in your life at this point, which could be interfering with your wish fulfillment, right? Which could be something that you want in your life. You have your wishes, you want to make use of those, the fulfillment, the energies, right? You want things to be good, but again, you have, there could be a pull and a push towards your financial situation where you might have to find a way to balance that situation, right? Where possibly some of you have a lot of responsibilities in your own domestic situation as well, where you know that you have to give money, you have to provide for some situation, which could be in the way of interfering with your own wish fulfillment, because you are kind of feeling that that you want to do something, but people are holding you back, right? They don't want you to go forward with your wish fulfillment, because that could also mean that you could be, that you might want to do it only for yourself, but then you have responsibilities, you have people to take care of, you have a domestic situation, right, where there could be a lot of drama that's going on with regards to your own wish fulfillment. That what you want in your own situation, what is that you are, what's going to make you emotionally happy more so, right? What is that emotional happiness really means to you? And then you have the Lovers, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. So you are working on something with somebody in your life, Aries, right, that you want to now create for yourself. That could be something that you're wanting, or you're wanting to bring back a balance in your own personal life with your spouse, partner, a relationship, a balance and a harmony that you will have to find your way to work with that situation, right? So that two people together can expand and move towards something different in their life as well, right? And that could be your emotional fulfillment. But then for that to happen, guys, you need money. You need money, right? When the situation is that if you are taking out your money from your place, from wherever that you are in at this point with the Ten of Pentacles, right? You could have a lot there. But the thing is that something about that situation is not completing your emotional fulfillment, or it's not completely bringing you a fulfillment that you want in your life for yourself, right? Because the Five of Wands, you're learning, there is some kind of a learning lesson with regards to this situation that probably earlier you had maybe got caught up in, right? Where you were in a tug of war, where people were saying, no, you can't do that. No, no, that's not required. Maybe some of you said, okay, I want to go there. I want to spend some time. I want to travel. I want to see the world. Maybe you have some new ideas in your head, right? And people around you could have said, no, it's not required. Because that would mean that you're spending a lot of money, or that you would end up neglecting your family or your domestic situation where you are, where you have people around you. So that kind of has been interfering with your own sense of wish fulfillment, because you were not sure if you can do it. You were pulling yourself towards that direction, but then from the opposite side, somebody came and said, no, it's not required. You're good where you are. That kind of an energy, right? Please talk to me about the Ten of Pentacles, because that would mean um, it also could be that some of you are thinking of changing your homes, right? Selling your old home, buying a new home that has more space in it. It can be anything for anybody. And that could be also a part of your wish fulfillment, that you can give more space and comfort and warmth to your own family situation, right, Aries? But you might, and that could be a part of your wish fulfillment as well, where you want to make people happy, you want to give them the comfort, you want to make them smile and dance and all that, and you want to do it. But the thing is over here that you are in a situation, or you have been in a situation where you could not decide for yourself, right? Because there have been too many conflict over that situation. It could be petty conflict, arguments, bickering about the whole situation of what you want, right? Wherein with the Ten of Pentacles, there is a judgment. So it's talking about you coming out, you liberating yourself from that situation, where you wanted to provide for your family, you wanted to give them more comfort for some of you, but that would mean that there could be a change of that situation where you have to take a decision on that, and you probably failed to really push yourself in the direction that would have made you happy. That's what I'm getting, right? So what Spirit is saying, that it's okay, it's time. See the Five of Wands. It's time to liberate yourself from that tug of war, where you want to do something and the others are like, no, you can't do it, right? That's not good for you or for us, or whatever that situation is, right? So Spirit is saying it's a learning lesson, right? With the Five of Wands. But it's time for you to settle down your own self energy, because if you are in that frame of mind where, you're blocking your own wish fulfillment because others are not happy with you, or others are not um, supporting your wishes, right? They're not supporting your wishes, right? They are stopping you, they are pulling you back from your fulfillment. Five of Wands, so there is something that is something of a learning part of the story, right? The King of Cups, where you have to be now diplomatic about this situation, right? You have to be diplomatic to fight those people. You cannot combat that energy with that same energy of fight. Because if you try to combat the energy of a struggle with an energy of struggle, Aries, it will make you feel tired, right? Because the more you fight, the more strength you lose. And you could be the only person doing this work towards your fulfillment. So, what they're saying is that you have to change your technique, right? You have to change your thought process. You have to be more emotionally intelligent to deal with that situation and stand up for yourself, right? But if you fight with a fight, if you argue with another argument, right, the conflict will only get bigger. So you have to learn to to combat that conflict with more of intelligence that comes and stems from your emotion. You have to be more diplomatic. For some of you have to be more diplomatic in order to get what you want, right? So what they're saying is, don't fight the fight with a fight. That's what they're saying here, right? The Nine of Cups. So you have to be more emotionally intelligent here to understand what it is that your technique has to change. That's what they're saying. Because it could be, yeah, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it could be if you don't change your technique, right? You will not be able to follow your heart desire. So you have to learn to understand what it is that you have to now do. How do you communicate, right? What are the words you use in order to communicate with that situation, right? What is that you can say that will bring back your wish fulfillment without a fight? So you have to be very diplomatic here with regards to even what you say. Because if you are going to splurge, and if you're going to say, oh, I want this, and, become a little bit more sissy than normal, right? Like a crybaby kind of a situation, you won't get it. You have to be a little bit more emotionally intelligent to understand what it is that you say will bring back what your heart wants to follow, right? The Knight of Cups. Because somebody could be telling you things that is possibly going to make you a little bit sad here, right? So you have to watch it, because that sadness could be your end of your own wish fulfillment, because you might get stuck in that energy when somebody cries over something and says, oh, I had that same wish and I wish I could have done that with you, or I wish I could have been a part of your life, or I wish this, I wish that, right? And you might get caught up in that energy, the Six of Swords. But this is something that you have to understand how to leave that baggage behind, that emotional, it's more of an emotional intelligence, because you have to create peace in a situation where you know that unless you create that peace, you won't get your wish fulfillment. So it's all depending on your emotional intelligence. Because if you say certain things to bring back your wish fulfillment, or somebody is coming in to say that they want this, they want that, and they're being a little bit, emotionally dramatic over that situation, that is something you have to understand how to leave that behind, right? In order to make peace with your own understanding here, Aries. Because something that you want, if you get caught up in an emotional turmoil, see the King of Swords, you will not be able to work with that energy. So in order for you to use the King of Cups and the King of Swords, you know what to leave behind and how much you have to carry with you, right? Don't carry the whole baggage with you. of something that probably you wanted to give somebody, but that didn't happen. So you're feeling very, and that person could be saying a lot of things to you that could again bring you down, right? But you have to keep that emotional intelligence up at this point in time, Aries, for you to give yourself the time to move out of that situation. So you have to be very emotionally cool and composed, as well as intelligent enough to know how much of that past baggage you need to carry, where probably somebody could be bringing up the past with you around this portion in time and telling you, oh, I wanted that, you couldn't do that for me, I wanted this, you couldn't bring that to my table, things like that, right? And could be acting a little bit sissy on that situation. So over there is where your challenge is, how you kind of know what you could have done and what you couldn't do, right? What the circumstances that you could have afforded to work with, and the circumstances that were not good enough for you to do and fulfill all the wishes for somebody who could be telling you at this point in time about bringing up that past situation, right? So over here, it's completely up to you how you can balance out what you keep, what you think you need to keep back with you, and what it is that you need to let go of the past behind, right? Where you probably have not been able to give everything that you wanted to give, right? But you're liberating, it's a situation where you're learning to understand that there are situations in life where everything you cannot do for people, right? There is a limit, there is a balance till such a point you can go towards to give comfort, to bring food on the table, to work for people you love, to create a happy family situation, right? But if people over there are not happy about what you have done, right, you can't really do much about it. So you have to just liberate yourself. Because, like I said, somebody could be telling you, oh, I wanted a big home, and all you could give me was this small little tiny place. Okay, my home was my wish fulfillment. I wanted a big home for my family. I wanted a lot of money so that I could plan on my retirement easily. Those kind of things. And that person could be coming in a little bit more energetically, in a little bit more sorrowful state, trying to tell you, oh, you know what, I had a lot of wish in my life that I couldn't fulfill because of you, right? Or vice versa. It can go either way. So over there, it is what you take from that kind, right? And what you leave from that kind of a situation will be depending on your own emotional intelligence. That's what they are trying to tell you, right? Justice, the Ace of Cups, and Judgment. Because there is a new awakening in your life, is what I'm getting, Aries, where you're coming to terms that you probably have worked way too hard for other people in your life, right? But they are still not happy with the end result. So this is the time that you have to think of yourself, right? You have to think of where you find your peace, where you find your justice, where it's, karma comes back to you with a lot of love, right? And let you follow your direction in your life, where karma needs to change between justice and judgment. Both are karma, right? And then you have the Ace of Cups, where you could have been, your heart could have been empty because of this. So there is an old karma, what I'm getting, guys, is that it all depends on what you want, of course. But the energy is there, right? The energy is very much here of your own karma. So if you want your karma to go forward in the right direction, you have to take the right decision now. That's what they're telling you. So it all depends on what you take back from your situation, that where you have not been able to completely make others happy or give them what they wanted. Maybe somebody wanted a Mercedes and you could only afford to buy them a Kia, for example, right? Because that was what you could afford. Now, that person comes back and tells you, oh, I wanted a Merc and you gave me a Kia, and that didn't make me happy. So, again, bringing back the past, my wish was, to have done my PhD, but because you didn't have the money or you didn't have the resources, all I could do was a graduate program, right? And it was because of you that I have failed to do well in my life. So those kind of situations. Now, if you get emotionally caught up, because this is where, again, you could possibly get emotionally caught up between what you are presently going through and what you can bring back in your life, right? So if you get emotionally caught up in that situation, you will not be able to change your course and direction of your life. That's what they're saying. Please talk to me about justice. So you have to be very emotionally diplomatic here. Don't take everything in your heart, because the more you take, your heart will become empty, because you will get caught up, oh yeah, and then you will be on a guilt trip, right? Oh yeah, I could have done a lot more hard work, maybe, to have bought more money in the family, or would have been able to give much more to my friends and my family, saving a big amount of chunk for the rainy day. So now here it is, right? What you think is what you will bring back in your own energy. So how much you take of that situation and how much you let go will depend on what you're going forward to. Please talk to me about the justice, because what I'm getting is that you have done your best, Aries, but people are probably not happy. Yeah, the five of swords, right? There has been, the battle where somebody wants to prove that they are right, where somebody wants, and it's a learning lesson of your old energy here. This is more of your old energy in the tower. Yeah. Where you are learning about it, you're understanding, that you don't have to absorb everything that others are telling you, because everything you take as the King of Cups will go directly in your heart. And the more you take on that energy, the more your heart will be emptied out, because then you will feel less competent than what you actually are in your life, right? And this is a learning lesson that you have to learn to cut things out. You have to learn to cut those kind of words and, things that are coming to you. And so you have to take only that much where you feel that, yeah, only this much is important. Maybe, yes, that's where I've gone wrong. Maybe that's where I need that correction to be done. Okay, let me work on that, right? So that is completely dependent on your understanding of your own lesson with the five of swords. Because, like I said, you have realized that even after you have done a lot, all you have got back is an empty victory with the five of swords, right? It's an empty victory. You have not been able to enjoy, or others have not given you that kind of acknowledgement, where you feel that, yes, your hard work has paid off. So that acknowledgement part of the story is very much in your life, where you want people to acknowledge your hard work. You want people to acknowledge what you have done for them. But then at the end of the day, if you're not getting that acknowledgement and you're only hearing sob stories about what you have not been able to give or what you have not been able to do, then obviously it is a loss. It's a loss for you, right? So this is a loss. It's an empty victory to whatever you. So now it all depends on your understanding right? On the spiritual understanding of your karma is what you need to leave. What are the words and situations where people come back to tell you that, you have not been able to fulfill what I wanted in life? So that completely depends on your own understanding of what you now need to let go. And say, okay, I have not done it. I have not been able to do it. So be it. But I've been able to do this. But you have not been able to enjoy that because you wanted more. Your wish fulfillment was more greedy, right? You wanted more money. You wanted more luxury. You wanted more wealth. You wanted everything that possibly had gone to a point where it was becoming more of being greedy, right? So this is where your understanding is that whatever you have done, you have not been acknowledged for it, right? All your hard work, you feel, is gone down the drain. The Ace of Cups, and that's where probably your heart could have emptied out, right? Because you're feeling that whatever the hard work in your life that you have put in not only has not paid off, but it has, got you back only what is required or is called as a hollow victory in your life, and that's a learning lesson, right? With the Fool card. And so Spirit is saying it's okay. It's okay. Whatever happened, let it go. Let it go. Keep your spirits up. Trust yourself that things are going to get better for you. You're learning. And as you are learning, you're growing. Your spirit is getting more enlightenment about the whole situation throughout this next couple of weeks, whatever. Yeah, right. From the Nine of Swords, right? Where you feel you have been on a guilt trip. Let me tell you that, Aries. You have been on a guilt trip to give, like I said, to give more because people have been squeezing from you. And you have been going around doing that for people, right? It's a guilt trip because you felt you're not doing enough. But now you're coming to a point of realizing that you have done what you could have done. But because of that guilt trip, you could not lift your spirit. It was haunting you, right? With the Palace of Soul. Yeah, there was a lot of logical, mental battle, right? You could not really get out because that somebody was feeding you with that information or telling you negative things that you have not been able to get rid of and let it go, right? The Page of Wands and the Three of Wands, and you're learning, and the Moon, that you have kept, there has been, somebody has been feeding you as well with wrong information that could have made you worried, right? That could have made you worried. Somebody has been saying things to you on purpose so that you are on a guilt trip and that you are never able to do, things for yourself, or you're never able to think for yourself because they kept you tied up in an energy, right, where they wanted you to suffer and they want their own stuff, right? It's a very selfish attitude towards their own wish fulfillment. And you were on a guilt trip thinking that, oh yeah, I've not been able to give that, I've not been able, so I should put in a lot more effort, I should look after whatever others are telling me to do, right? Forgetting my own wish fulfillment. And that has got you caught up in that energy where you have not enjoyed it, but it's a guilt trip of your mind. You were on a guilt trip you were not able to let go. You're not able to come out of that guilt trip, which in turn has drained your emotions, right? The Judgment. So here Spirit is saying, it's okay. You can change the whole situation. There is a new karma in your life that's waiting to happen, right? The Empress. But you have to take on that role. You have to create that fertility back. You have to work towards that abundance. The Queen of Wands, that's your energy, Aries, right? You have lost something in your life and that it's time, but you have to let go of your ego and pride. Queen of Wands. You have to let go of your stubborn energy, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, to enjoy what you have in your life now. It's important because that's a new route. That's a new route that's cropping up in your life. Now, whether you want to take it, whether you don't want to take it, that's up to you. But judgment is here, giving you a second chance to correct what you have not been able to correct before, right? To bring back your own emotional fulfillment with your own hard work. You know you can put in a lot of hard work once again, but this time for your own energy as the Queen of Wands, right? You want to bring back a balance in your own life. You want to take over control of your monetary situation. You want to do things that you want for yourself, right? The Nine of Pentacles. Because you know that you have worked hard. For some of you, you know, you are still working hard. You are still working hard. You have gathered some monetary situation in your life, male or female, doesn't matter. And that could easily be turned back to becoming abundant in your life once again, from the Nine to the Empress, right? You can flip it. But right now, you have to still continue working hard, Aries, to bring that abundance back in your own life. That's what they are telling you. But it's a new route. It's a new situation in your life. But again, you have to be emotionally in control as you do this work, or else there are people around you who can be pulling you back in that same old energy once again. So you have to still keep working hard in order to become the Empress. But the route is opening up. The path is opening up, because see, the Judgment here and Judgment here. So if you let go of that situation, of wherever you have put in your money, your finances, your love, you were building up a net for yourself, for your retirement. So if you liberate yourself and you kind of separate your assets, for example, for some of you, you still have to keep working hard in order to become the Empress, in order to bring back your own luxury. So now it's up to you whether you want to remain in that old cycle of life and do the same old thing, or do you want to move forward and work till you become an Empress that is your own reward of your own success. The choice will be yours, right? You can either win this situation as you move, or you can lose it, but the choice is yours. So if you want to, if you don't want to move forward, the choice will be yours. If you want to move forward, because you could be fearing a situation, Aries, for some of you, that, there could be a loss or there could be a gain, right? Now, it all depends on what you want. It all depends on what you want. Do you want to sit in that old cycle of loss and go through that pain? Or do you want to open your heart and move towards a new cycle of your life where you have to still keep working hard in order to bring back your own fertility? The choice will be yours. It'll be a little bit difficult for you to take that call, but think about it rationally and emotionally and logically, and then take a decision on this subject in here, right? So act on this situation, understand what you want, because then you again have the King of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So clearly you're not certain, you're not very sure if you can start this new cycle in your life. You're worried about it. You're worried about it. You're taking your time to think about this situation, right? Whether, because there is like I said, you're feeling that energy that, you could either win by working hard again, by bringing back your own reward, or again, it could be a situation when you might completely lose it. right? That could also be the cause of your worry in here. You don't know if you can take that leap of faith towards that new situation, towards that new direction in your life, or would you still want to remain back in that cycle? So you're feeling a little bit emotionally tied up in here, is what I see. Please talk to me about the King of Cups, because you are trying to. The reason this is happening, guys, is because you are now ignoring some of the things, or you're managing to ignore certain things in your life. So, as you are managing to ignore certain things of your past, where people have said this, that, given you that bad vibe, where you feel that you are less than competent to have provided for whatever that wish fulfillment, as you are leaving that situation behind, you are coming to a point where you want to move, but then there is an element of either you losing out your whole situation, or you can bring back more fertility towards your own situation. So there is a little bit of a catch in here, where it's becoming a little bit difficult for you to open your heart to the new part of the story here. You're scared about it. You're scared to open your heart again towards your own growth in life, right? That's where the King of Cups, you want to, right? The Emperor, right? You might have responsibilities in your life, right? You might have responsibilities in your life, but it is also important for you, Aries, that's your energy, to understand that if you are not, see, because what it is probably is happening, right, is that with this energy, the King of Cups and the Emperor, you are perhaps, okay, that if you take this new course in your life, you will probably end up hurting somebody or some situation, right? It won't be a very easy situation for you to travel to, which means that you have to let go of things from your past, right? And which also means that emotionally you have to end up hurting somebody here, right? And the thing is about the king, that in order to take a decision, the king also knows that it is important for the king to make the right call in here, but at the same time, the king will also end up hurting some people they love, or he loves, right? So, as the King of Cups, that is a difficult decision. As the Emperor and the King of Cups, it's becoming a little bit difficult for you to understand how you possibly can start a new cycle without hurting somebody again, right? That's your main concern, is that whatever you want to do, Aries, you will have to hurt somebody. Somebody will get hurt here. But as the Emperor, you also know that you have to take a judgment call. That you have to do what you have to do as the Emperor, right? As the Emperor. Because if you are as the King of Cups, it's becoming difficult for you emotionally to not hurt somebody. But as the Emperor, that's your energy, you know you're strong, you are powerful, and that you have to do what you have to do. You get my point here? So it's a little tough energy I'm getting here, right? Please talk to me about the Two of Swords. And that's where you're kind of, trying to understand the Ten of Cups. Yeah. Like I said, that it means that you will end up hurting somebody or some situation in order to bring back your complete satisfaction in life. That is something that you are aware of, that you have to do what you have to do. You cannot keep sitting in that stalemate energy and think about the happiness. That's not going to come to you. So there is some kind of a decision as the emperor that you will have to make, which means that you will have to override your emotion here. That's what they're saying. You have to override your emotion to go towards a situation where you know that all you will get back in return is complete happiness. Please talk to me about the emperor, because somewhere you want to close a cycle as well of the past where you wanted a happy situation but you haven't got. So in order for you to bring back that happy situation, you will have to be in your power, right? The moon. Yeah, because you have to override your own fears. You have a lot of fear about this situation, Aries, right? That is something that is where your soul is. You know, you want something that fills your soul back with pride. Or for some, it also could be an inner child issue that you have to find a way to break through. Because in order to take control of what you want to do in your life, you have to fight your own shadow. That's important for you, right? Please talk to me about the 10 of Cups. So that is where you have been procrastinating, maybe. You have pretended that you're happy, but in reality, you have not been happy, right? Yeah, the 8 of Swords. Yeah, because this is where you have got stuck in a very toxic situation as far as your complete happiness and settlement or commitment is concerned in your life. But you have to fight your shadow side and see the King of Swords. This is where your emotion and logic has to match to become emotionally intelligent, to understand that you have to do what you have to do, or else you will not be able to move. That's what they're telling you. So you have to be very strong in order to overcome your own fear in life, and which is all up in your head, basically. But it's also a very toxic situation that is stopping you from moving towards your new beginning, a new cycle that's waiting. So until you can emotionally be intelligent enough to take a call, it's going to be difficult for you, Aries, to start something fresh. Please talk to me about the Ace of Wands. So you have to work on your own mental strength here. The Hermit. Yeah. See, this is where you have been ghosting this situation. Let me put it like that. You have been ghosting this situation here. You don't want to overcome your fear. And you know that you have to do what you have to do. But then the thing is that you just went silent, right? You went silent over this. And you did not really take action over this situation that you should have taken action to have started something new in your life maybe some time back. But you were ghosting yourself, right? You were ghosting yourself with all kind of fear and illusions in your life because you had not been able to take the right decision right here. So it is completely, you have to reorganize yourself here to what your soul really wants. Please talk to me about the Hermit. You have to do a lot of soul searching here, guys. Please talk to me about the Hermit. Yeah, the Palace of Coins. Yeah. About money, what is important? The Devil, and the Knight of Swords, right? Where there is the Seven of Swords, yeah. Where there is a lot of situation, guys, that is stopping you from moving out of a very toxic place. And that is what is happening is that people are coming in, or somebody is coming in with a lot of toxicity, talking to you, telling you, giving you directions in your life that is restricting your movement here. As the hermit, you have to learn to understand that you want to begin something new, but you are not sure, you know, because there could be money involved in here, which somebody is controlling in your life, Aries, right? And that's where the seven of the high priestess, the seven of sword, and that's where your inner knowing is that you could have done a lot of things behind somebody's back, or somebody could have done a lot of things behind your back, which is where your money situation is concerned, right? Which is where, and you could not change the direction of your thought. And you got caught up in that toxicity where somebody could have been taking money from your life, or not taking responsibility for their own actions, not doing the things that you wanted them to do, had been lying, cheating, and deceiving you, Aries, right? And you have got stuck. So now this is where you have to understand how to take, yeah, there has been, see, with the lovers and the seven of swords, somebody who is very close to you has been lying and cheating you, has been lying and cheating with you, or behind you, can be anything. Somebody you could have trusted, somebody you're married to, for some of you, right? Somebody you're married to has been lying and cheating behind your back, and you know that. You know that. But you got caught. So now this is the place that you have to understand, Aries. You have to do a lot of soul searching here, guys. You have to take your time. This is not an easy energy. Let me tell you that. This is not an easy energy, right? Because if somebody you trust lies and cheats and deceives you, it is definitely a very, very difficult energy here, right? With the page of wand and the high priestess, you know about it, that you are not being able to move forward. It's because it's difficult for you because somebody has taken control of your power. The Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So you have to go very slow, guys. You have to be very, very methodical. You have to take your time. You have to go very slow on your plans of expansion. The Six of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, because, or else there could be problems. There could be problems. There could be a lot of enemies that you have who might be able to come in your way. So you have to be super duper strong to say that you're going to do what you want to do, right? To stand up for yourself. So you have to plan. You have to go very slow with your planning. Be very methodical. Be very calculative, because there could be money at stake for you. The Emperor and the Two of Wands. Yeah, see, because intuitively you know that you have got caught up in a crossroad at this point, but you have to do what you have to do. So you're thinking about it. You're definitely thinking about it. You're intuitively planning a new direction, a change in your life. Right? The Ten of Swords and the Page of Coins, where again, it's important for you to start talking to people, finding out new directions, because if you're not going to open up and talk and ask people for help, it would become difficult to listen to your own intuition, right? And if you keep your mental energy blocked and you're not willing to hear any kind of new things or new intuitive energy, it'll be difficult for you to work with this situation. Because Nine of Sword and the Four of Wand, you are having a very stressful time with your money, finances, with people in your home at this point in time. You know, it's a very difficult energy you're going through around this portion in time, Aries, right? With the Four of Sword and Death, where you have to take time to work through this transition right now. You have to do a lot of soul searching. You have to plan well. You have to contemplate well. Because any new change, any new direction that you want to acquire, going forward, requires you to have a lot of planning, a lot of contemplation. So you need time to rest and think about the whole situation very well before you eventually move towards it, Aries. But this is a difficult energy you're definitely going through. You're caught in between a change you want and a change you want to manifest, but at the same time, you also have a lot of hurdles. So it is the time to think about it, to work with that energy, right? And give yourself plenty of time to sit back and think and not run into something right away, right? So work on that energy, guys. Work on that energy. And it's time to sign off. Till then, goodbye. God bless. Khuda Hafiz and Namaste.